Hello honeybees, hello my book besties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be picking out my July TBR. Now, beware that when I'm picking out this TBR, it's not even past June yet and we're not even out of May. But I'm doing a lot of pre-filming because your girl is going to be in DC all of summer. So I won't be near my books to be able to pick out my TBR. So I have to do it now or never. You know what I'm saying? So this is pre-filmed. This is definitely way before even anything. But you won't be seeing this video until July. So hello from Pazzy. But anyways, let's go ahead and pick out my July TBR. Because your girl does not know what I read in June yet, for my book club book, I ended up just picking a series in which I didn't finish yet, but I do want to continue, which is the One of Us is Lying series. So the next one is One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. And I read the first book, loved it. It was really suspenseful, very crazy ending, very twisty kind of book. I was very confused by the end. I was like, what the heck? So of course I have to continue the series. So here it is. This version is the Penguin version. It's actually the UK version, I believe. So this is the version I have. It already has frayed edges and it looks like this, very sheeny, very much, I don't know, it's very aesthetic in my opinion. Anyways, I wanted to continue the series, so because I didn't know what I was going to be reading in June yet, or like what I finished in June, I decided on just going ahead and picking this one because I haven't finished this series technically. And I don't have any standalones that like I'm particularly like, I want to read that right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's many books I want to read right now. But I didn't know like what to pick. So I was like, okay, well, let's just finish the series since I've been on this series kind of thing. So we're going to continue with One of Us is Next. And hopefully I enjoy this one. The first one was really good. I don't remember what I rated it, but this is going to be the first book on the TBR. So besides that, we're going to pick out the rest of the TBR. Of course, we have the handy dandy TBR jar. So we're going to try to pick, I think 5 or 6 books. We're going to see what happens. Maybe 6. I think I'm going to do 6. Yep, I'm going to do 6 books plus this one. So it's going to be 7 books in total. We're going to pick 6 prompts from the TBR jar. I'm shaking it up right now because I did add a couple today because I had so many in my head. I was like, I need to write them all down. And so there's like 10 extra prompts in here. Also today, the drink that is serving me is our venti iced peach green tea lemonade. I did not know Starbucks had a peach tea lemonade until today, so that was fun. Also, I got it for free because I had points. I just was like, I'm just gonna get a little free drinky drink today. Anyways, let's pick the first prompt. Oh my gosh. Okay. Read a book from your medium priority list. Oh, okay. So technically I have a high priority, medium priority, and I also have a low priority list of books that I have on my TBR. So I have like medium priority books all over here and all down here. And I feel like I have a lot of medium priority books. So we're going to try to choose one that I've been eyeing. I'm going to pick a couple and then we're gonna talk about them. Okay, so the 2 books I have that like I think I would definitely reach for my medium priority are these 2 books. So I have first here Summer Island by Kristen Hannah. Now I started this book and I got 164 pages in. Like I actually was enjoying this book. I started it when I was on the boat. Yes, when I was on a boat. You heard me correctly. Last year, when I was going into, I don't even remember. It was for freshman orientation. Of course, I'm not a freshman, but I was there early. And they asked me if I wanted to go on a trip. And I was like, sure. And she was like, it's a boat trip. And I was like, sure. That's besides the point. But anyway, I decided to start Summer Island while I was on the boat. And I thought it was the perfect vibe. And since it's summer now, well, not now, but when you watch this video, it's summer. Anyways, I would love to read this. Like, this would just be fun to continue. This is about Nora, and she's basically walked out of her marriage and left her daughters behind. And then from there, her daughter Ruby gets her big break and such things like that, and she's offered a fortune to write an unflattering tell-all article about her mother. And from there they try to reconnect and rebuild their relationship, and I think this would be a really good read, honestly. And since I was like halfway through it, I think I want to start it over though, because I do want to see my little thoughts that I had, because I did write in this book. I was like writing my little thoughts as I was reading it. So definitely would love to read this and continue this. And of course, this one's my first Kristen Hannah book, and I love the way she writes. It kind of reminds me of TJR, Taylor Jenkins Reid, by the way. But yeah, let me see. We'll see what happens. The other book I have here is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. Now, this is the only other book I feel like I would also be really interested in reading from my medium priority TBR. This is a football romance. It's about Ariana and Noah, and I would love to read this. And I think this is a second chance romance between the two. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. Like, I literally, the freaking blurb is as vague as the book. I don't know what this book is about. I'm not gonna lie. But I would definitely love to read it. The only thing that gets me is the fact that there's like, I love this little vibe that they have going on each page. this little picture. Yes, that's a little vibe. I don't know if there was a playlist to this or something like that that I was like really interested in. I don't remember. But yeah, I still would really love to read this book. I really don't know if I want to reach for this one. So I think I'm going to go with Summer Island by Kristen Hanna because I do want to finish this book and I really did love this while I was reading it and I would love to get back into this little world. All right, time to choose the second one. I got something. I think I got something. A book with a white cover. Okay, I have a few of those actually. Oh my god, I actually know what I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna go with Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. Now, this is a new author to me. I have never read any of her books. She only has 2 books out. This was her debut, and this came out in 2023. No, 2022. Hello, I don't know. 2022. And I've been wanting to read it ever since it came out because she also has another book called Blue Sisters, which I also have. And these are her only 2 books. And I would love to read her. And I've heard many good things about this book, so I would love to read it. This is about Cleo and Frank, literally. They run headfirst into romance that neither of them can quite keep up with. That reshapes their lives and the lives of those around them, whether that's Cleo's best friend struggling to embrace her gender identity in the wake of her marriage, or Frank's financially dependent sister arranging sugar daddy dates after being cut off. Oh wow, okay. Cleopatra and Frankenstein is an astounding and painfully relatable debut novel about spontaneous decisions that shape our entire lives and those imperfect relationships born of an unexpected perfect evenings. I'm really excited to get into this book only because I've heard so much about it, but also the back of this is just really interesting to me, and the fact that like this is a different story than anything I've heard of, I feel like it's gonna be a good book. And it just feels like, I don't know, this is reminding me right now of Say You Remember Me by ybᴏᴏ:hed, which is a book I read in May. Yeah, I read it in May. Hello, it is May. But I read it this month and I really enjoyed it. So I would really love to see how this goes because it's kind of giving off that vibe a little bit, tang, a little bit. I definitely feel like this will be a emotional read, and it's just a general fiction plus romance. It's like contemporary fiction romance. I don't know how I just put that together, but I did. So this is the one I'm gonna pick for that prompt. It's really funny because all 3 of the first books are all white covers. That's really funny. Okay, let's choose our next one. Hello? This is really hard for me. A book you can read in a day. Who wrote this? So from what I gauged, I only have 2 books that I think I could possibly read in a day. That doesn't mean I have to read in a day, just books I think I could read in a day. So first I have here Fault Lines by ʟɪᴜᴜ. Now, I would really love to read this story. I started it before, and I did get a good chunk of the way in. I don't know what's up with all the books I started and didn't finish. I got 56 pages in, and I really did enjoy it. I just soft DNF'd it because I felt like in the time that I was reading it, I was not in the mood to read this book. So basically, this is about Muzaki, and basically she feels like she wants to, you know, in her life. Yeah, that is the premise of the story. I'm sorry. But anyways, then she ends up meeting this guy named Kiyoshi, and she was like, oh wow, I'm really finding my freedom again. This is somebody she can talk to, someone she can, you know, feel something with other than her husband, because her husband just works all day. And this is about her just getting her life together, you know what I'm saying? Just figuring out what she really wants for her life, if she wants to continue being with her husband or to move on with Kiyoshi or anything like that. She has 2 kids, by the way. That's why she is a housewife. She has 2 kids, and her husband works all day. So this is the story about her, which I really did enjoy at the time, but I just wasn't in the mood to read it. And also this cover is beautiful. Also, this book is only 213 pages, so it's honestly not a lot of pages. But then I also have The Half of It by Madison Beer. This is just her memoir, and I would really love to read this. Again, it's just a memoir, so it's her story about growing up in the fame and trying to figure it out now that she's in her 20s. And this book is 157 pages, so I feel like this is definitely the winner here. I think this would be a good book, and I recently bought this, so hey, we're getting that, you know, the stuff that we bought recently out of the way. So I definitely am gonna go with this one because it's 157, which is less than this one. All right, let's go for our 4th read, or 5th read. All right, this one says, read a book with a map in or on it. Okay, I honestly have many books that could fit this prompt, but The thing is, I don't want to hop into another fantasy because I think I'm going to be able to finish Onyx Storm in June, but I really don't know if I will. But I want to put it on my TBR just in case, but like I also don't know. So I'm just going to choose another book and I'll just read that one anyway. But here we are. We have Story of My Life by Lucy Score. Now, I just said I don't want to start another series, but what I mean is I don't want to start another fantasy world building series because that's all I have back here that has maps. But those are all really fantasy heavy realms, and I don't know if I want to do that to myself. So I decided to go with a small town romance. Here we go. We have Story of My Life by Lucy Score because I feel like this will be much easier to digest, and it's a romance, and it's a little bit different from our TBR that we already have because I feel like we got a little mix going, but we don't have enough romance. You know, we got one romance so far, so you know I gotta add a little bit of spice on there, you know. So this is about Hazel and Cam. Basically, Hazel is a writer. Okay, she's a romance novelist, and her breakup drives her straight into a writer's block. And so then her publishers give her a deadline. They said if you don't reach this last deadline, you're done. So she ends up going to Story Lake, PA, and from there she ends up bumping into this grumpy guy, you know, this farmer, and his name is Cam. And from there's a story. That's all I know so far from this. I mean, it has a lot more, but I'm not gonna read that whole thing. That's a lot. But here you go. Here you go. Screenshot it. Screenshot it, folks. Screenshot it. Anyways, yeah. I'm excited to read this. And of course, I haven't read a Lucy Score book in a minute. Ever since I read the Knock 'Em Out series, I really love that series. And I would love to get into another one of her books. So I feel like this will be really fun to get into. I recently bought this one. Plus, look at those sprayed edges. Look at those sprayed edges. This is a beautiful book. Yes, yes. And I just think this would be a very cute to read, a little bit of a palette cleanser if I get into anything that's a little bit too sad and I'm just like, I don't want to read this anymore. And so this would definitely just be one of those books for me. So I'm excited to get into it. Oh, and the map I forgot to show y'all, LOL, is right here. So that's the map. It's just the map of the town that we'll possibly be in for a couple more books. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. We got 2 more books, y'all. I'm scared. Let's choose our 6th one? Yeah. A book you bought because of its cover. Are you calling me out? Hello? Okay. So there's one obvious one that I really do want to put on my TBR because I really did buy it because of the cover. Look at the cover. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this cover. This is Welcome to the Hyeongnam-dong Bookshop and Brow. It's so beautiful. The hardcover is really cute. The hardcover looks like this at the front and it says bookshop at it, but like this is beautiful. I had to get this one. Now this cover, not bad. It's not bad at all, but this, gorgeous. And it's literally giving what it's supposed to give. I don't know. It just gives the vibes. And this is by Hong Bodam, and I would definitely love to read this. I bought it because of the cover. Now, what it's about, this is about Youngju. She supposedly feels like her life is falling apart. She ends up opening her own bookshop. And from there, in this little quaint neighborhood in Seoul, surrounded by books, Yeonju and her customers take refuge. From the lonely barista to the unhappily married coffee roaster and the writer who sees something special in Yeonju, they all have disappointments in their past. The Hyeongnam-dong Bookshop becomes the place where they all learn how to truly live. And I feel like that is just going to be a beautiful story. Something a little different. Definitely is giving the vibes. And I just feel like this is going to be so fun. And the chapter names are so fun. I just love the chapter names. I'm rooting for you. Finding its place. I feel like these are really cutesy kind of titles, and I feel like this is a really beautiful book all around. Like, look at the cover. I'm never gonna stop obsessing over this cover. Like, if I had any other books in my like library that I look at and I'd be like, the cover is beautiful, this is one of them. We're on the last book already? That's crazy. This never happens this quickly, guys. It usually takes forever. Like, the fact that we're already on the last book. Let's see what our special last prompt will be. Oh my gosh. Stop. This is too funny. A book that starts with the letter L. Hello? Do I have a book that starts with the letter L? Does the count? I don't think the counts though as like the first letter. Does it? No. I'm not gonna count the or A. I don't feel like those are like, you know, counted as like the title name, you know what I'm saying? So if it starts after that, then we'll count it. Actually, I was not expecting me to have this many. I found 3. Okay, so the first one we have Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Now, this one has been on my TBR before. Have not read it. Have not read it. I don't know why it keeps going on my TBR and I just won't read it. Like, I don't know what's happening with that. Okay, this is one of those. We also have Love and Gelato by Jenna Welch. Now this one I would definitely love to read. It's a very summery kind of romance. Or is it a romance even? I don't really know. But this is about Lena. Oh, look at that too. Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany? I don't know. But she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She ends up finding her mother's journal, and that entices her to go into searching around and living the life like her mother in a way. So I think this would be a really cute romance. Or is it even a romance? I really don't know, guys. I don't know. Oh, yes. His name is Ren. There we go. And then I also have The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. Now this one is also about someone losing their friend. Oh my gosh, what's up with all these sad books I have? Anyways, yeah, she loses her friend and she wants to like kind of live the life that her friend lived and kind of find out some answers on how her friend lived her life before she died. So this would also be really cool. But I feel like to give myself a little bit of a break from all of these big books, I feel like it would be really cute to go into a YA, which is Love and Gelato by Jenna Welch. So I feel like this would be a really good palette cleanser. Again, I feel like this is definitely a little bit different than the rest of the books and to have a little bit of something different. So yeah, this is also another series. Yeah, we know. There's Love and Luck, Love and Olives. I know. I just said I didn't want to start any series, but I feel like romance series don't count. They don't count, okay? They don't. So this is gonna be our last book. So we're just gonna quickly go over all of the books on my July TBR. One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. Summer Island by Kristen Hannah. Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. The Half of It by Madison Beer. Story of My Life by Lucy Score. Welcome to the Hyeonyeongdong Bookshop by Hong Boram. Love and Gelato by Jenna Welch. Alrighty guys, so that was all of the books on my July TBR. I'm actually thinking this is like gonna be my favorite TBR. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is my favorite TBR I ever picked out. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I feel like so far this year, that's definitely my favorite. It has everything I want. Romance, we got some contemporary fiction, and we also have a memoir on there. I feel like it's definitely a mix of a little bit of things, and it feels like the perfect summer TBR. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, comment down below the blue heart emoji just because I have a lot of blue books. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new bookish video. And of course, follow all of my socials that are linked down below, including Fable, Goodreads, and everything in between. Please don't forget to be true and be you, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next bookish video. Bye!